The sky was still soft with early morning light when the alarm rang, but no one needed it. Excitement had already done its job. It was the day of our very first family camping trip. Ami was already in the kitchen, packing snacks into containers. The smell of freshly made parathas filled the house. Abu moved back and forth between rooms, checking lists, double-checking bags, making sure nothing was forgotten. And I was standing by the door with my small backpack, feeling like I was about to go on the greatest adventure of my life. "Did you pack your flashlight?" Abu asked. "Yes." "Extra socks?" "Yes." "Your storybook?" I paused. Quote. "I'll get it." Everyone laughed. The journey begins car. By the time the sun rose fully, we were already on the road. The city slowly disappeared behind us, replaced by long roads, green fields, and distant hills. The air felt different, cleaner, fresher, like it had stories to tell. We played songs, sang loudly, and even made silly guesses about what animals we might see. "What if we see a bear?" I said dramatically. Ami smiled. "Then we stay in the car." Abu added, "and let you talk to it since you're so brave." We all burst into laughter. After hours of driving, we finally reached the campsite, a quiet place near a lake, surrounded by tall trees whispering in the wind. Setting up camp tent. The first challenge was setting up the tent. "How hard can it be?" Abu said confidently. 10 minutes later, the tent was upside down. Another 10 minutes later, one side collapsed. I couldn't stop laughing. Even Ami, who usually stayed calm, was giggling. Finally, after teamwork, patience, and a bit of trial and error, the tent stood tall, our little home in the middle of nature. "We did it!" I shouted. Abu wiped sweat from his forehead. "Next time, we practice at home first." Exploring nature evergreen tree. Once the tent was ready, it was time to explore. The forest felt magical. Sunlight slipped through the leaves like golden ribbons. Birds chirped from hidden branches. The ground was covered with soft leaves that crunched under our feet. We found small flowers, colorful butterflies, and even a tiny stream. "Look," I pointed. Fish. They were small, quick, and shiny, swimming like flashes of silver. Ami took pictures while Abu explained how nature works, how trees breathe, how water flows, how everything is connected. For the first time, I wasn't just hearing about nature, I was inside it. Campfire moments fire. As evening arrived, the temperature dropped slightly, and the sky turned orange, then pink, then deep purple. It was time for the campfire. Abu gathered wood, and with careful effort, he lit the fire. Slowly, flames began to dance. Warmth spread around us. We sat close together. Ami handed out roasted corn and sandwiches. The food tasted different, better somehow. Maybe it was the fresh air, or maybe it was being together. "Story time?" I asked. Abu smiled. Of course. He began telling a story about a lost traveler who found his way home by following the stars. His voice mixed with the crackling of the fire, making everything feel magical. Then it was my turn. I tried to tell a scary story, but ended up making it funny instead. Ami laughed so much she almost dropped her cup of tea. The night sky sparkles. When the fire settled into glowing embers, we looked up. And that's when it happened. The sky, so full of stars, more than I had ever seen before. "No city lights," Abu said softly. "This is what the sky really looks like." I lay back on the ground, staring up. "Is that a shooting star?" I whispered. "Yes," Ami said. "Make a wish." I closed my eyes and made one. Not for toys, not for games, but for more moments like this. A little adventure crescent moon. Later that night, I woke up. The forest was quiet, but not silent. There were soft sounds, leaves moving, insects buzzing, wind whispering. I felt a little scared. "Abu," I whispered. He woke up instantly. "What's wrong?" I heard something. He smiled gently. "That's nature talking." He handed me the flashlight. "Want to check?" I hesitated, then nodded. We stepped outside the tent together. The cool air touched my face. And then, we saw it. A small deer, standing quietly near the trees. It looked at us, and we looked at it. For a moment, everything stood still. Then it turned and disappeared into the darkness. "Wow," I breathed. Abu smiled. "Now that's a real camping memory." Morning peace sunrise. The next morning, I woke up to birds singing. Real birds, not phone alarms. The sunlight gently warmed the tent. Outside, the lake reflected the sky like a mirror. Ami was making tea on a small stove. Abu sat quietly, just watching the water. I joined them. No one spoke for a while. And strangely, it felt perfect. Heading back home, packing up felt different. We weren't just putting things away, we were carrying memories with us. The drive back was quieter. Not because we were tired, but because we were thinking. Thinking about the fire, the stars, the deer, the laughter. Same trip next year? Abu asked. Same place, I said quickly. Ami smiled. Maybe even longer next time. The real meaning heart. Back home, everything looked the same. But something had changed. We had changed. We realized something important. It wasn't just about camping. It was about being together. No distractions. No screens. Just us. Laughing. Exploring. Living. That first family camping trip didn't just give us memories.